Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 69 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. Hey, looks like my little coconut tree that I accidentally grew with my watering can last time has now fully grown. Interesting. So this episode might be a little bit weird in terms of frame rates and such. I'm not sure how the performance is going to do. A good half of it is being recorded when I am not on a server because I am having some issues with my current server host. I am up to 67 quadruple compressed dirt at this time. And last time I set up a enderman farm in the nether. If I take a look at how that's doing for me, well, I have thousands of ender pearls at this point. One thing I did forget to do on camera, which, well, besides make a workbook page for it, I feel like I should have to take the portal to the end, is set up a chunk loader. You're going to need a chunk loader here in the end. Wow, they're loud. Or else your cursed earth will not continue spawning endermen for your grinders to kill. Also, if you want to use the workbook to get home without needing to relog, you can just go somewhere else before you go home. Kind of a kludgy workaround, but it works. So I also started building a area to do some endstone creation last time. So let's get right back into that. So I was starting to get my platform built when I noticed that I actually don't have enough brown stained clay. So I'm going to wait for that industrial fertilizer to come back around. Come on, industrial fertilizer. Pop up on the rent. There we go. So my system already knows how to make industrial fertilizer. I'm going to teach it that one industrial fertilizer, which doubles as brown dye, with 8 hardened clay, creates me brown stained clay. And that I'm going to go upstairs and teach my smelting room that 1 clay block equals 1 hardened clay when I put it into my smelting interface. Now, I'm going to stress this system a bit because I want it to create me an awful lot of this hardened clay, and I want to see what the system can do anyway. So if I go to brown stained clay and I tell it to make me a stack, well, it's going to start slowly because it just wants to try to make all of the hardened clay first. So if I look up clay, it's not actually doing the brown stained clay. Actually, hang on a second. Make me a stack of brown stained clay. Yeah, it's not actually doing a whole bunch of clay, then a whole bunch of hardened clay, then a whole bunch of brown stained clay. It will request each hardened clay 1 at a time, or 8 at a time, as it were. However, if I tell it instead to make me 4096 hardened clay, it will craft a bunch of clay and start outputting all of that into here very quickly until it actually has done 4096 clay going into this chest, which I should start turning into hardened clay very rapidly. So I'm pretty happy with the speed that this system can produce when I actually use it properly. I have to tell it to craft in steps, but there are 100 furnaces here, all of which are being fed the clay just as fast as my system can produce it, which is about 23 per second or so, or 23 per 4 ticks. I don't remember. I'd have to go down there and do the math based on the number of CPUs I have. And this is with my small Applied Energistics crafting CPU. I plan on making a much larger one, much larger MAC, Molecular Assembler Chamber, in the future. So, all of that's processing now. Now all I need to do is go back down here and, well, go back into this interface. Look at my clay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good on hardened clay flowing in at a rapid pace. I'm very happy with that. While we are looking at that, let's take a look at our gold supply. Wow, I have burned through basically all of my nether gold and gold ore. And yeah, I'm fantastically pleased at the speed at which this thing can process through large amounts of metals. Let's see how the other ores are doing. There's a bit of a backlog, but nothing like excessive or unbearable. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to get myself a whole bunch of brown stained clay created, and I'm going to go downstairs and get back to work. Back soon when I have the platform built. Alrighty folks, here's how I'm going to get this all set up. Because I've been really enjoying the method that I've been using of setting things, supplying things to a spot with AE, and then using thermal expansion, conduits, and ducts to move things around, I'm going to continue that theme. I'm going to tell this guy to keep a bunch of lava stocked. Oh, that depends on the side. I actually don't want to do that. We'll do that. I don't know which side is which. This is the... So if this is the north side, that makes south, east, and west. So that's the west side. We will put lava into the west side, and let's see if I can then pipe it out easily enough with some fluid ducts, which I'm going to need more of, but that's not a problem. And I have a ton of servos on hand because I'm going to be using basically all of them. Excellent. Fluid ducts full of lava being produced now. Now I'm going to install servos into all of these item ducts and set them to output with redstone signal ignored. Which I probably could compact this a little bit, but this whole system is going to be pretty space tight as it is and space efficient. So I'm happy with that. Oops. I must have... Nope, I did not miss one. I have used exactly 17 servos so far, 1 for the fluid duct and 17 for the item ducts. Set these to redstone ignored as well. And rather than produce... maybe I did miss that one. Or maybe it's lagging. That's also a possibility. Never to be ignored, the lag monster strikes again. So rather than set this thing up to constantly produce endless amounts of endstone, I'm actually going to set it up to on-demand craft endstone, which I think is actually pretty cool that that's even possible. And to do that, after I run my lava everywhere, for example, run it into the side of this barrel, and that barrel fills up with lava, I am going to set up a system very much like my furnace room. By which I mean, I'm going to grab myself the ducts that I need, which I've taught my system how to make impulse item ducts. I believe I showed you how I did that. I'm going to start another stack of them crafting because I'm probably going to need them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this interface to... no, not the interface. I'm going to set up a chest off of the interface, and I'm going to use a crystal chest for it because it's what I do. Why use anything but the best? And we'll have the access. Well, you know what? I'm probably never going to get into this chest by hand anyway, but we're going to put it right there. So these guys will output into that interface. And this interface, I'm going to teach that 1 blaze powder equals 1 endstone. And I'm going to need to grab myself the blaze powder and the endstone to do that. Put most of you away. Oh, I have my 64 stacks of blaze powder already, and now I'm gathering up the rods. Fantastic. And there it is. End stone. Fantastic. So you learn that 1 glowstone equals 1 endstone in code. And now if I go downstairs and I put this into my interface, and I tell my chest to output 1 at a time, round robin, from multiple item ducts. And, most importantly, I have it loop back around into... You know what? I'm not going to be able to have it loop back around all that easily. So I'm going to have it loop around right there. And I'm going to set that to dense mode. And I'm going to set these 3 item ducts to output in round robin, ignoring redstone, 1 at a time. Because you always want to leave an exit from your system. No matter what else you do, you have to make sure that there's a way out or your item ducts will get stuffed. Before, that could mean world-destroying bugs. These days, it means that you will start losing items. If things get backstuffed, they will start being deleted from the world entirely. All right. Now, if I go and order myself 1 endstone, in fact, I can do a little bit better than that if I just set up a handful more fluid ducts full of lava and a handful more impulse item ducts. Let's see what happens if I order myself 16 endstone. I click 16, hit begin. A bunch of glowstone should have been put into there. Hang on, let me figure out why this isn't quite working. Yep, that's why it's not working. It still thinks that it makes endstone with sandstone in a fluid transposer. So, need to make that stop. Or else it's going to be using up my already drastically limited supplies of resonant ender. Okay, let's try that again. If I look up endstone, I did get 2 out of that. I want to go downstairs and make sure that this system works and it overflows nicely. So I'm actually just going to order myself up a stack this time. There we go. A whole bunch of glowstone shows up, starts getting put into the barrels, which immediately turn into endstone. Any extra is looping around into this guy, and it's actually burning through, like, it's making endstone very rapidly. I'm quite surprised with that. Very happy. This guy, however, is not able to keep up with the lava production that I need. Well, in that case, let's get the north and south faces set up on lava as well, and have it import from all of them. North, south. Maybe I'll even set up another one of these. You know what? I can do down as well. There we go. So the limit now is my lava throughput. So I'm learning, you are learning with me on camera. Hope you don't mind too much. Normally I try to keep my learning exploits off camera because you guys have come to enjoy my very tutorial focused style, but I figure why not try something a little different. Show you guys the process. That's a transistor joke. All right, here we go. And one more right there. Because I think that looks cool. But then again, I'm easily pleased. So, oh. I'm not pulling out of north. Isn't this? Isn't this north? Apparently not according to this. Hang on, let me sort out where I'm actually getting lava from and where I'm not. The easiest way to do that is going to be to order more endstone. So, make me another stack of endstone. Keep a look on which are being emptied. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them should be being emptied. Which means that it's not bothering with east or up. Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, even with just these few barrels, it's producing endstone very rapidly. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm probably going to set up more of these fluid interfaces with the same thing. I'll probably go with 1, 2 more of them to get myself lots and lots of the... Yeah, well, you know what? No. The fluid interface is proving to be unreliable and slow, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to go with the old fluid export bus with a reinforced portable tank. And this will be added in. You know what? I can stick you right here with the fluid duct down there. Because the reinforced portable tank set to export mode by giving it a right click will automatically export into the system. And if I put the fluid export bus right on top of it, you can apparently set lava with the tanks. So, that didn't quite work. Or maybe it did. Let's see if leaving that on that works. And I'm going to tell it to move an entire bucket per tick. That should more than keep up with the speed of things. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. And, oh, I need you on output mode. So, let's see if ordering another stack of endstone drains the tank fairly rapidly. Well, it started draining these tanks, but it doesn't seem to be affecting this one yet. Oh, it's going down slightly, but not fast enough to actually affect the amount in the tank. Awesome. All right. Now all I need to do is get the rest of these hooked up. 64 of these stone barrels is definitely overkill at this point. I mean, significant levels of too much. But then again, go big or go home. All right, so once I get this all done, I'm going to come back and show you how fast I can produce, say, 64 stacks of endstone with this system. Back soon. Here's the finished product. Spaghetti of fluid ducts, item ducts, and even more item ducts underneath. Everything feeding into everything where it needs to be. Let's take a look at endstone. So this thing is way overkill. I need a total of somewhere around 4,000 endstone for the entire system that I want. I mean, for the entire set of level 8 magnets. Yes, 4,088. I already have 222. So just to go overkill, I'm going to make another 4096, which is the entire amount of endstone that I need. And if I start that off, already I have tons of glowstone dust being poured into my chest, lots of it being fired off into my barrels. You know what? Oh yeah, actually that chest can easily support the 64 stacks that I'm dumping into it. It can support up to 108 stacks. And if I look at it from over here, you can see the endstone popping into various barrels and then popping out. In fact, this system can't even use all of the barrels that it has available to it, which is awesome, I think. Now, let's go take a look at our tanks. That thing is not keeping up. Let's see. Yeah, the limiting factor here is definitely on the lava supply side of things. That's amazing. So as you can see, lots of lots of glowstone still in here. One tank outputting into this system cannot keep up with it. So I'm going to get some more tanks laid down here and some more fluid export buses because I can. There is absolutely no reason for me not to completely overkill this issue. It's not like I don't have tons of Enderium lying around, right? All right, here we go. Set down the tanks. 1, 2, 3. Set them all to output mode. Turn off these connections. Lay out the fluid export buses. Let's see, you set at 250 a tick. Is that enough to... That is enough to outpace the pace that the tank can actually export. Okay, perfect. So that's where I'm going to set these. 250 with lava on each. That should do a little bit better of keeping up with the supply of the glowstone. Yeah, most of the barrels are staying full now. Fantastic. Yep, I am pleased with this system. Very, very happy with it. Okay, that's just actually kind of cool to watch, all of the endstone popping up on the barrels and then disappearing. A little bit hard to see, I'm sure, on the small player, but if you've got the large player enabled, you should be able to see it. Okay, that's cool. So now if I take a look at my endstone supply, it is rapidly increasing. And I will have more than enough endstone once it's done processing everything. Alrighty, folks, I should at this point have everything that I need to complete magnetic personality. So let's start teaching our system how to make the magnets. Need to make the level 0 first, and to make the level 0, I'm going to need to teach it how to make a compass, and more importantly, how to make the dimensional singularity. I'm going to need to get myself just plain old block of quartz in both of those. Because I believe it knows how to make the block of quartz. It does not know how to make the block of quartz. That's okay. We will teach it that as well. Because, there, block of quartz, block of gold, Eye of Ender, Endstone, fantastic. Does it know how to make Eye of Ender and block of gold? Does not know the block of gold. Eye of Ender, also unknown. Alright. Well, Eye of Ender is an easy one. Block of gold, less so. There we go. So, and I'll just start putting these into the first page. Why not fill towards the back for once? Double check my magnet, make sure I can make the level 0. I've got my iron, diamond, dimensional singularity, which it knows how to make all of the components of, and has a ton of endstone already. Fantastic. So the level 1, you know what? This is going to be easier if I do it in stages. So I'm going to grab myself 2 of the level 0 magnets. Beautiful. It can craft those no problem now. Oh, it doesn't know how to make the block of quartz yet. I lied. It can't quite craft those no problem yet. But now it can. There we go. And now I teach it the level 1 magnet. And I have what I need to replace any of the glowing ones. I think it knows how to make a block of redstone. Let's find out. It does. Good. And everything else is just going to be a case of crafting 1 each of the magnets along the way. So craft me a level 1 magnet. Awesome. Now a level 2 magnet. In fact, if I just wait a second, on a lot of these, I can hold shift and that locks it in so it stops cycling between the different random options, so that I can tell it to create the level 3, now the level 4, the level 5, whoops, level 5. Need to make sure that you are creating the proper magnet. It's guaranteed to cycle through all of them eventually. Level 6 now. 7. And 8. Wait for it. And now. Awesome. Get these all installed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have too many magnets in there and I don't know why. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, there's 9 levels of magnet. It only feels like there's 8 because it only goes to level 8. So if I tell it to begin crafting a level 8 mysterious magnet, you can see all of the parts that it is currently working on and how quickly it's going through with this fairly small MAC. Well, small by some standards. That's actually kind of cool to watch. So yeah, I am going to get this going, and I'm going to let it run and create me all of the mysterious magnets I need. Somewhere around a total of 4,000 crafts, which will take, a few minutes. When I go to magnet, and I tell it to make me 7 more of these. Awesome. So, once that is all done crafting, I will be back. Here it is, 8 mysterious magnets. Now, I want to apologize if this segment has a little bit of weird noise going on. There's some people in the other room that are playing some board games and they're getting very excited about them. So I'm not sure if you can actually hear that or not. All right, let's grab out my book. Oh, there it is. It's not even in my bag. Blind, I tell you. Hit up bees and trees, go down to magnetic personality, and submit the other 7 of those. I made all 8 just to show that it is in fact possible in not too long. And the one that I had from, you know what, I'm actually going to use this. I'm going to reconfigure things between episodes and I will get that set up. All right, so I get a full heart and we'll take the right hand reward bag. Ding up to 119 lives and my legendary reward bag gives me 2 nether stars. That's kind of neat. That is one of the most useful legendary rewards I have gotten yet. I believe I already had one. Let's find out. Yes, I did have a nether star. Now I have 3. Fantastic. So, the mysterious magnets, I believe, don't have basically all the time. And if I take off my chest piece of magnetism, it will cause items to come back to me from quite a ways away. They bounce around me basically all the time to make sure that they can never get away. So, like, I can try to run, but it's not going to happen. So, it's not as... I don't think it's quite as well done as the Sigil of Magnetism, but it is more easily disableable than the chest plate. So maybe I'll just take the Sigil out of the chest plate. I've not exactly decided which yet. So, let's see, where else am I at? I can take a look at my drones, I suppose, but I basically only have dirt left in the primary quest chain. And if I take a look at my dirt supply, I'm almost there. I'm like 2/3 of the way there, but not quite. So tomorrow, next episode, I'm going to look into some more dirt options. For now, though, I'm not 100% certain when the next episode is going to be, I'm sorry to say. So due to some technical difficulties, I lost an entire day worth of recording today, and I'm making up around the edges as best that I can. I'm not certain if there's going to be an episode on this coming Sunday and Monday. I'm going to try my best to get one created and uploaded and all of that Saturday night and Sunday night, but I just can't make that guarantee. If it happens, great. If it does not, I'm sorry, folks. You've been forewarned. I may be losing some time this weekend. However, I do have plans in the works for something new and a bit special that I think you guys are going to like. And if I were to give you any sort of hint, well, think about the Muppets back on Sesame Street and their propensity for where they like to throw their pigs. And if any of you get that reference, please share it with the rest of the audience. So that's going to be all the time that we have for today. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please leave me a like and a comment to let me know. If you have not, please leave me a thumbs down and tell me what I can do better. And I will see you next time.